am so cool.
Cal, BHP UK. Just like to introduce you to the bike that we're going to be using for the development of our exhaust system for the CP3 engined Yamahas. This is the later version, it is the 889cc. These bikes, whether it's the XSR or the MT09, are absolutely loved by the people that own them. It's a bike that we've done a lot of tuning on, spent quite a lot of time on this and various other MT09s myself, so have the guys upstairs and the rest of the team. The primary objective above everything else is that it's got to work. It's going to have to work on the floor bench, and it's going to have to produce the figures on the dyno. To us, that really does supersede everything else. We're going to make it sound so that it's a bike that we want to ride, and of course it's got to look the part. This particular bike is the XSR900, but it will be running the same exhaust system as the MT09. So do join us for the journey into the development of our exhaust system. So this is the first hardware version that we're going to test. The hardware guys are fairly happy with this. They seem to think that it's worked really well on the floor bench, but the dyno is the proving field. Let's see what it actually does. Let's see how well the software guys can make that system work, and we'll report back. This is the second prototype that the hardware guys have come up with. We're going to get some testing done now on the dyno, see what differences it has made, report that back to them. We're going to write a map to make it run the very best that we can for the hardware that we've got. Then we'll reevaluate what's working and what's not to come up with a final solution. Well, I'm absolutely delighted to bring the end results of the exhaust system to you. It has been a bit of a labour of love. We've gone backwards and forwards a few times. We've really tried to perfect the system for this bike. Software guys and hardware guys have fallen out a couple of times, but we've got there in the end. We really have had to work together as a team. Cappuccinos have been out. There's some late night pizzas. As far as dimensions are concerned, the stock downpipes are a 35mm outside diameter. We are now using 41. It does cause us some issues with a little bit of back pressure, but the software guys have managed to be able to sort that out. It goes into a 3-to-1 collector. It has a 62mm exit that carries on to the end cam. If you look at the plots, you can see that the standard bike actually gives you a little bit of a concave power delivery between 4 and 6, and now we've actually been able to get that absolutely linear with the slight loss of back pressure, which of course gives us the big advantage at the top end. If you look at it from 6,500 RPM, the two graphs kind of separate, and the unrestricted exhaust system really does let that CP3 engine breathe and deliver its true potential. The lines then separate, and the bike with the modified exhaust goes on to make 120 brake horsepower over the stock bike with no map on it at 109, giving you a power gain of 11 brake horsepower. Coincidentally, if you compare that to the stock bike with a map on it, that makes 113, so the hardware itself adds 7 brake horsepower. We did manage to achieve the highest power that we've ever seen on a Euro 5 CP3 engine. That's something that we really did want to achieve, and we have managed to do that. I always say that our primary goal is to deliver the power, deliver it in a linear, predictable manner that gives you a factory feel. So we don't want an all or nothing bike, but you guys also want an exhaust system that looks and sounds right, and we really have been able to achieve this as well. While it's adding the power, it's also taking away the weight. We've gone from 7.1 kilograms down to 4.5. As that weight is underslung all underneath, obviously you get the mass centralization. It's probably one of the best places to have the weight, but there is a tangible difference in how the bike handles and feels with that small decrease in weight.
Well, there you go. We're really happy with what we've been able to achieve with this exhaust system. We're really happy with the design. We have increased the diameter of the pipe from 35mm stock to this one's 41. We're using 41mm pipes into a collector that's a lot further down. It really does help the way that the air flows out of the exhaust ports, gets you better mixing further back in the exhaust system. The extra pipes really do make a big difference to the acoustics. That was something that we did play about with to get the acoustics right. We're just really happy with the exhaust system, and we're really happy with the way that it sounds. And of course, primarily it does what it needs to do on the dyno. Of course, when we designed this system, we designed the tuning software to work with it hand in hand. The hardware guys and the software guys have worked closely together throughout the project, and it is a system that really does work with our software. There are no compromises to be made. We're not buying the exhaust system from one person and then getting it tuned elsewhere. We have worked really hard on putting a huge amount of hours to make sure that the exhaust system and the tuning software create their own synergy. This system is available now. It will be on display at the NEC Motorcycle Live 2025. Do drop in there, say hello, have a look over the system, see what you think. And of course, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon. It really does help us out, and it keeps you notified of any new projects that we've got in the pipeline.